If you're a foreign investor or interested in acquiring a home in Portugal in the future, you may face some cultural differences during the process.
And it's common to feel overwhelmed or completely lost since things can operate very differently here in Portugal. However, don't worry, in this video we'll be talking about some of the major differences you may face and what to do, so you will be prepared.
Before we get started, we kindly ask that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps our channel out and allow us to continue share videos like this with you every week.
Welcome to our channel. I am Rafael. This is Mia. We are the founders of MOL Portugal, a property advisory company that helps you buy as a local here in Portugal.
So the first major difference we want to talk about is actually the biggest difference that we think. Unlike in countries like Canada, US, and UK, here in Portugal, we actually don't have a multi-listing system where you can find all the records and data of a property online and get access to information such as previous selling price or even previous rental prices. In Portugal, this information is not public records.
For that reason, you won't be able to search a registered database of available inventory or cross-check for how much a specific property was sold for. And if you are a very analytic person that relies strongly on numbers, you might struggle a bit here in Portugal when making a final decision. The best way to get around this probably is by finding a comparable listing in a comparable location and make your price prediction based on that.
Alternatively, you can also rely on your agent's experience and knowledge to guide you on this. Generally, there are several listings online in the same location that will offer you an idea of an average price per square meter. Use this method with a pinch of salt though, as discrepancies can be very common for similar properties.
And remember, Portugal is a very heavy seller's market, and sometimes this makes all the differences. At the end of the day, a deal only happens if it is at the right price for both parties, seller and buyer.
The second difference is that what you see online is not always what you get. Some information you see online is not necessarily available or even accurate.
Online information can sometimes be misleading, as you would expect it to be accurate, complete, and with everything ready to close the deal. However, this is not the case sometimes and eventually most of the times. And to make it more complex, some of the listings you see are actually either already sold or rented out.
Yes, the agent just simply hasn't updated or removed the listing.
More commonly, they don't typically pin the correct address to the listing, so you might be going around left and right trying to find out where the property is for real. The third cultural difference is that sellers or the seller's agents are not obligated to share other offers they received with you. And additionally, the agent does not have to pass your offer to the seller. For example, if you give an offer to an agent and they consider it to be a low-ball offer, the agent may choose to block it. They are not legally bound to present the offers.
I actually learned it in a very hard way. Back then, when I tried to purchase my first property in Lisbon, I made the listing agent an offer that is much lower than the asking price, thinking we could start the negotiation from that point. But the listing agent just told me straight that the owner will not accept my offer. So I asked him, how do you know? Because you haven't even presented the offer yet. I said, please present the offer so at least I will know what kind of price differences we're facing. Then he said he would not present this offer at all because it's too low. So imagine I was very surprised, and also I thought it was an individual incident that I just got very unlucky with a stubborn agent. So I stopped trying, and needless to say, I lost that apartment. But when I realized later on that this is a very common conduct in the Portuguese property market, where the listing agents are the first one in line to decide whether your offer can make it to the seller or not. For this reason, personally, I think negotiation here in Portugal is really like a subtle and delicate dance, which you do very well, I have to say.
It's actually one of my favorite things to do, and I do it almost on a daily basis. And I would just add that every country has its own culture and its own idiosyncrasies. And Portugal also has it. And you need to know the culture as well as the code of conduct for doing the right dance with the sellers.
The fourth difference is that escrow accounts are highly uncommon here in Portugal. Again, unlike other markets where money before changing hands would be stored in an escrow account for the specific purpose of protecting both parties while waiting for concluding the deal. Here in Portugal, it doesn't happen this way with 99.99% of the property transactions.
In Portugal, money changes hands immediately as soon as the promissory contract is signed or the deed is completed. So, if you are the buyer, you would need to transfer the negotiated amount for the down payment, usually between 10 and 20%, directly into the seller's bank account, plus the remaining amount at the deed. Relax, no need to panic. This is okay to send the money directly to the seller. It's just a different business environment.
The last difference we would like to talk about, also is one of the most commonly asked questions, is inspection. Inspection is very uncommon here unless you want to do a project. What does it mean? If you want to do major renovation that includes changing the layout, adding a second floor, or adding an annex, or changing the facade, this kind of project or renovation often needs inspection. But this usually happens after you purchase a property, because at that point, your architect will say, let's hire a structural engineer to go see the property and to see if the property can handle this level of renovation. But we know in countries like the US and Canada, inspections are commonly accepted as a necessary step when submitting an offer.
Here in Portugal, most of the times, inspections makes no difference at all on the price, and it even might put off the seller's side and hinder the deal.
On our next video, we will be sharing some real stories of common mistakes when it comes to property buying in Portugal. So please stay tuned.
What are your thoughts on these cultural differences? Do they differ much from the property market in your country? Please let us know in the comments. Also, let us know if you enjoy this kind of content or if there's anything else you would like to see us cover. If you feel like you didn't find the answers to your questions, or if you would like to work with us, feel free to schedule a one-to-one consultation call with us. We would love to get your questions answered and offer you some clarity.
As always, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We post new videos every week. And don't forget to follow us on TikTok and Instagram too. We're very active there as well. See you in the next one.
So see you.
Ciao.